What is good, YouTube? We're back with another banger. Is keto for you? We're gonna figure out why it may not be for you in this YouTube video. Let's get into it. So we're talking about, is keto for you, right? And there's this idea out there about keto, how keto is a great diet simply because it leads to weight loss, as every other diet does. Now, it is true that keto can lead towards weight loss, but it's also important to really know the couple of things, variances behind why that may and may not be the case. So the first thing is talking about keto in of itself, right? And what keto is a low carb, high protein and fat diet, which minimizes carbs and puts in proteins and fats into that diet. So as you consume less carbs in this diet, your body's gonna reduce the amount of water levels within the human body, which will lead towards regulating levels of glucose into the human body, which leads towards weight loss. Now, with this process altogether, it's really important to know that yes, it can lead to weight loss. However, when it comes to the pros of it, which outside of weight loss can lead to decreased fat production within the human body, decreased levels of appetite in the short term, and also increasing the amount of thermic energy within the human body, which relate to the amount of energy production that occurs within the human body. Now, when we're talking about decreased appetite, right, in the short term, the reason why I say this is simply because keto increases towards utilizes a protein diet. And as keto utilizes a high protein diet, which minimizes carbs, protein deals with a feeling of satiety, a feeling of fullness. And it's important to really know this simply because when we increase the amount of protein we take in a day, this will not only prevent future cravings, prevent any hunger, or prevent a bigger appetite of us wanting to binge eat on cakes, cookies, snacks, all these things that aren't really going to help us in the long term. So that's why even in the long term, as keto typically requires a higher intake of protein, it's great in that sense simply because it incorporates a higher level of protein, which creates more of a feeling of fullness, preventing cravings. And we're diving deeper into keto altogether. We're looking at the cons of it, which in the long term may not be the best approach, especially if you love pasta, bread, and other various forms of carbs. Maybe you typically don't want to heavily restrict yourself from all those foods, especially in the long term. For me, I love pasta, I love bread. It's something that I'm not going to do, or typically a diet that I want to try or stick with in the long term. Though when it comes to keto in of itself, it's having the understanding that not only are you going to severely restrict that, but you have to take certain portions of foods out of your day-to-day life. And if you're not used to eating bread, if you're not used to eating some of these foods in your day-to-day life, then maybe it's not the best option for you. You know, and the last thing you want to do is heavily restrict yourself to the point where you have developed these cravings of wanting to eat the food simply because you wanted to go on a keto diet to see how it would go, or because you wanted to hop on that trend. Everybody is trying keto because it leads to weight loss. Yes, as every other diet does out there, keto can lead to weight loss if done correctly. And if not done correctly, there can be even in other cases, like health complications due to the fact that it does take out a lot of minerals, vitamins, macronutrients the body regularly gets from carbs that it doesn't get in the keto diet, since you're intaking a lot less carbs in your diet, and you're taking more proteins and more fats in that area. It's not a diet for everybody. It's not a diet, as there are many other diets out there like paleo or other forms out there that restrict certain food groups. And that's every other diet out there that restricts food groups. That's why I say that the if it fits your macros diet is the best lifestyle altogether. You pretty much eat whatever you want, anything you want, as long as you properly measure and track everything in a journal, in MyFitnessPal, which is a great app towards tracking the different food groups in the course of your day. And not only is this the best diet, in my opinion, for you, but because you get to eat, you don't get to restrict yourself to the food groups that you want to eat, right? You don't get to restrict yourself. You're not gonna you're more or less likely to experience the cravings, which leads to the weight gain, which leads to binge eating and all these other habits that aren't positively going to reflect in your own fitness journey. But altogether, it's the best approach towards living a day-to-day lifestyle more consistently, more effortlessly, and even more efficiently in that perspective. And yeah, there are studies that say the keto diet is a great diet, and there are studies that show that even some doctors recommend their patients go on keto as it leads to rapid weight loss. Prior to surgeries. However, we have to look at the long term. Sure, maybe in the short term this may be ideal, especially if you want to lose weight and lose it fast, then maybe keto may be that diet for you. However, when it comes to being strictly disciplined to a keto diet, knowing that you can't have the certain food groups, even like Rice Krispie bars, right, which are known to be a great carbohydrate, carb source prior to gym workouts, things like that are typically going to have to literally be almost shut down. Because think about it, 5 grams, even maybe 10 grams, 10 grams maybe even too much in cutting it, but to consume that little, through the course of a week, or forget a day, through the course of a week, that is relatively challenging for many individuals. And, when an individual experiences, or when their body goes through this kind of change or adaptation where they go through an extended period of time without having that food, then their body begins to crave it. What's going on? It's been this long, you haven't had this food? Like, what are you doing to yourself, man? And it's like, once your mind gets to that point, your body's telling you got to go and consume this, you got to go and eat that. Why are you starving your body like that? Then you find yourself binging hard on that one food that you've neglected to eat for a period of maybe a couple of days to a week because you wanted to go and try this keto diet. It didn't work out. Or maybe you were successful in trying the keto diet for a week or two and then you fell off. Because there are many ways behind why we fall off on certain things that we need to take a step back into and reflect as to why that is the case. Why did we fail on this kind of diet? And it's mainly because this kind of diet is heavily restrictive towards keto. And to get into a state of ketosis, you have to consume so little carbs, right? It could be between 5 Gs and 10, maybe 20. 20 is probably as high as I would want to say. That's throughout the course of a week. So your body begins to adapt towards the state of ketosis as you're primarily consuming more proteins and fats throughout the kind of diet. Like I said, the diet is great because it does provide a sufficient amount of protein, which provides iron in some cases, depending upon the protein, right? But as grains and legumes, vegetables, right? Rice, it's just many other carbs out there that can't be a part of this keto diet, as keto diet is a diet that typically restrains all carbs and focuses on the general of proteins and fats, avocado, eggs, no toast, none of that, right? So I think it's important to really be mindful of where you're getting yourself into, because, not only is potential cravings are a result of it, but, potential crashes, even in other health problems that you may not want to invite, especially if you're looking to really lose weight, build muscle, and really achieve a well-rounded physique. Everything starts with proper awareness, proper understanding of where your body is and where your mind is, right? I mean, there's no point to really go on a keto diet to literally starve your body of the things that you love to eat the most. In my opinion, never really has been a point for it, but there always has been a point through moderation and self-control and self-restraint at that, really, of the foods that we typically want to consume. But should it consume too much of it to the point where we gain weight? That's what we don't want. We want to be able to do things in moderation, do things the right way. So not only can we, maintain a well-rounded physique, but we can be able to have a solid and a more healthier lifestyle in the long term. At the end of the day, that's what it really boils down to. Is keto really for you? The answer personally, I don't think it could be for you. But then again, it could be for you if you are the individual who loves to really have a protein and fat diet and not really have an interest in carbs, and it may be for you ideally. But if not, I wouldn't really want to sweat it much and focus more on an overall, if it fits your macros kind of diet where you can eat things in moderation, but control things through moderation, through a journal, through an app. Like I said before, my Fitness Pal is a great recommendation, but to control things and write things down so you have awareness, you have the ability to control what is taken into your body, as well as the calories you expend throughout your day, which can be done through various apps altogether on the iPhone, etc. And you know what? That's going to be it for today's YouTube video. Again, if you got any insight, you got any more clarity, let me know. Drop a flex emoji in the comment section below about your thoughts, takeaways, any suggestions. You have any videos you want me to talk on to give you more understanding yourself so you can know what to do in your fitness journey and really just crush it all together. Other than that, tap in for another YouTube video we'll post onto this channel. Peace.